Hello.
Hello. This is so cute. I'm
It
so
is very
excited.
cute.
I can't wait to make this. I hope it comes out as cute as I think it's going to.
I think it's going to.
So we are doing the DDE gift house.
Yes. So
Gift box.
yeah, there's two sizes.
There are.
We
of
picked
course,
the
we're
largest
doing the bigger
size.
one.
Yes,
I'm sure that
absolutely.
shocks everybody.
Yes.
So.
And it's great timing because it's like the middle of the month. So if you need a last minute gift for somebody to put like a little cherished present, or you could put some
or just a small
moolah
little
in here.
something. Money is always good. Gift
Yeah.
cards, I believe, will fit.
Mhm.
So, you know, things like that will be great for this if you
Right.
just want a little more special way to give
Mhm.
instead of just, you know, here you go.
Yeah. And so have you made any of the new 3D houses that they're doing? No. Do you think they're doing them this way? Yeah. So if you haven't made any of the new village,
Yeah, I know I made something with the tabs like
Mhm.
this. I don't remember which thing it was that I was doing it, but I have almost the whole village
yes.
in a box, all
Waiting.
nicely organized, ready to stitch when I can get
Right.
there. But no, unfortunately,
The
I haven't.
last house I made was from the original Bella
Very
Box
first
house.
one, and that
it
was
was
a little hard.
kind of
Turning
a
that was
pain.
not fun.
No. So they have a new way of doing this, and it looks like it's going to be super
Yeah,
easy.
absolutely.
It's
very excited.
It's a two-part. You have a base, which is
Mhm.
really a quick stitch. So it isn't a second part, but it's hard to count it as an
Yeah, I
entire
mean, it
part.
literally took less than 5 minutes.
Right.
I mean, it was that easy.
Yes.
Um,
So we did that ahead of time, and we'll show you that.
Yep.
But the big project is all done, so the whole house is done in one hooping. It's just a
thing,
link.
and then you're just gonna
Yep.
fold it and
Yeah.
glue tabs together to
Yeah.
put it all together.
We're gonna do
So.
some fun things like cutting through it and the
Yeah, we're gonna
stabilizer.
attempt to not screw anything up.
And then we're gonna be putting some more stabilizer on the back of it. And
So a little bit different than the norm. If you
Yes.
have not
it's
done one of these before, it'll be different than what you've done before.
Yep.
Or if you've got one of the newers, I can't imagine that this isn't the same as
no,
the style anyways.
Right.
The difference, I believe, is this one, the roof opens as a box, where
Right.
the other ones you would glue it
glued
on.
Yeah,
So that was the last thing that I did. It was glued on. So.
Yes. All right.
Yeah. All right.
So let's start a little bit of stitching. We are recording this, so we are not live, but if you have questions as we're going through this, just plop those questions in the comment section. We will answer those questions, but we don't want you to think that we're ignoring you. It's just that we don't know what the question is yet.
It's not going to be an immediate answer. It will be a written response coming.
Yes, absolutely.
It won't be verbal over this here. So we are going to start with the neutral color that's kind of like the color of the house itself.
Yep.
Versus the first color that's going to be seen stitch-wise, just to make sure that none of that understitching shows through. We don't want to use bright red and then have that seam pop through that fabric, not pop through, show through that fabric.
Right.
So we're gonna.
Are we gonna want a bobbin wound with that at some point?
I don't know. Maybe. I didn't get that far. Maybe. Oops. Did it say that?
I wasn't reading. I was just thinking it's a kind of a free.
It does look like it has an edge there.
The edge.
So.
Touch the satin.
Tack down.
Change the bobbin thread to match the top thread. Yes.
Yep. So yes, we will get there in some stitches down the line.
All right. So we'll find.
We'll find a bobbin and get that taken care of here in a little bit, because we can of course do that while we're stitching another color. So all right. So let's go ahead and
814. Did we say that?
No, we started and then we started talking about bobbins. So exquisite number ES814 is what we're going to start with, and that is what we're matching our fabric, our house fabric. So that way it'll just blend in. If anything there's no show through.
Yep.
So all right.
Let's
swap that over.
And we have Badge Master on top, and we have a water soluble wash away on the bottom. So the meshy wash away, and then the plasticky wash away.
Yes, the heavyweight. So this first one here is mesh, And then the next one here is Badge Master, which is the heavy water soluble. It's going to make sure that we don't have any pulls or anything. It's going to be nice and square when we're done, which is what, of course, we want. All right, our first placement line is for the, what do they call it? Fiber, I don't know what it's called.
Shapeform.
Shapeform. So many different names for the same thing.
This stuff.
The heavier stuff that's going to keep the shape. So I'm going to slide that little guy into place, and we're going to do that. That big white bag, I believe. It was on the shelf. I mean, Tucker did tell you it was there, but I'm... All right. Yeah, thank you. Have a good one.
All right, so we know where we need to place our shape form.
Okay, I'm just gonna hang on to that. Of course, the instructions tell you to tape this. I'm sure you're all shocked that I did not. My piece is slightly oversized. If you follow the directions, it would be a little shorter lengthwise.
And it does definitely sound a little different when
got a little bit of a pop to it.
Are stitching this, yeah.
And I don't know if we mentioned, we are in a 7x12 hoop, which slides really easy.
Yes.
So I was going to use the 8x12, which is, I believe, what the instructions, recommend that you need. But it does fit in the 7x12. So
the 7x12 hoop does slide a lot
it
better.
It is my favorite hoop, and it does absolutely slide so nice and smooth. So.
And we trim after, is that correct?
So I'm going to trim all the way around the outside edges, and then I get to try this scoring thing. Unless you want to do it. I don't know. I'm still leery whenever it says, yeah, just cut your stabilizer.
It'll be okay. No
It'll
problem.
be fine. So now this is going to be that interior stuff with the scoring marks. So where to cut.
Yes.
So, and we are cutting to give us a nice crisp fold.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it would just be kind of a rounded corners on your house. So the cut in between these will give you that nice sharp edge instead of trying to get it to bend.
Right.
And it doesn't want to bend.
Right.
So we're going to have 3 lines here and then 2 over on the other side. I think I can cut that. I like the little swirls.
Mm-hmm.
They're really cute. They did a nice job. This is super fast.
It is very fast.
And riveting.
It is, absolutely. So this will be a couple weeks from actually where we're at right now.
Yeah, today's the 1st.
Yes.
When we're actually stitching.
It'll be
but you won't see this until the 13th.
Yes. So I'll be almost done with my vacation and back, but not quite. But I will definitely be in Florida.
Yeah.
Unless there's another hurricane and I'm on my way home.
That sucks so bad. for all parties. I mean, obviously it wasn't any fun for you, but
Yeah.
you weren't alone in that.
No, I was not.
No. So it has you trimming first and then doing the scoring thing. I'm going to be trimming through some of those lines, which is kind of different.
Alrighty.
But that's okay. So here we go. All right. So we have...
This will probably be one of the trickier things that you've ever had to trim out, because you don't want to pull too much, right? Because you could easily pull your
you don't want to lodge
out
your...
of your hoop.
So I generally try to get myself a straight edge, as many of them as I can. Sometimes you can't get that based on, corners and points and things, but I definitely find that helps. So do you have a Christmas movie or anything that you watch every year?
Not really.
No?
No. We do watch Christmas movies, but I'm a sucker for like the Hallmark Christmas movies, or
Somebody's Got to Fall in Love.
Yeah, so those little corny ones. So we usually just watch those movies. How about you?
My husband watches A Christmas Story on repeat every year.
Yes, I think
he
we
finds
had this conversation about the lamp the one year.
Yeah. He finds whatever channel
it's on.
It's going to be on, and that's about it. And that's you come home and that's on. So much fun.
Yeah. And so that's what Jeff likes. So do you have like a Christmas movie that you like to watch?
I don't know that I have a movie that I like. I do like the Hallmark ones. So
yeah.
I'll admit
They really are nice to like have in the background in this when you're sewing.
Oh,
stuff.
most definitely.
You totally
you don't have to pay attention.
You know exactly what's coming up. They're gonna be mad.
They're gonna
be happy.
They're gonna really like each other, and then they're gonna not like each other, right. And somebody's gonna go home.
Right.
And then somebody's gonna follow them home.
Right.
That's that part that was kind of weird, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
They made little lower sections there that made that a little more fun to trim than I wanted it to be. Okay, now for the angled parts up here that I can't bend.
You can turn the music on, guys. It will not bother us over here. I mean, you can keep humming if you want. That's fine. Okay. We're recording. Yeah. Okay. And we started playing Christmas music early this year, didn't we? Or Thanksgiving.
Tony had that playing actually when I came back from Novi to get those few extra things that we decided we wanted.
Mm-hmm.
Tony had it playing. Yep.
He was in the Christmas spirit this year.
Yep. Let's try this way.
He really wants a new TV. And he really wants a big new TV. and Dave and I wanted to get a new big TV. And so Tony's asking me, do you think it'll fit in the car? And I'm like, well, no, because I've already decided it won't fit in my car and you like the same car. So no, it's not going to work. So I told him, I said, well, you know, you're going to have to wait until we're ready. And then when there's no snow on the ground or it's not snowing, we'll take the trailer up and then we'll get the 2 TVs and then we'll help you take yours in and then you can come and help us take ours in.
Sounds fair. Absolutely. All right. So I think I've got my base trimmed pretty good. I'm happy. I'm pretty close. These little guys here are a little maybe sketchy, but they're as close as I could get with all of those stitches in there. So we are going to use,
and now for the weird part.
The weird stuff here. I'm going to use this little guy as my straight edge because it actually fits in my ruler. In my ruler.
In your ruler. Your ruler fits in your
my ruler will fit in my hoop where I didn't have any of my normal rotary rulers small enough to fit in here. So I am supposed to cut through the centers of these lines here. So I need to cut here, here, and here, and then so a total of 5 cuts. So I have 2 different rotaries over here. I'm going to try the smaller one.
Yep. And I know somebody is thinking you're actually cutting through all of it, even the stabilizer.
Yep. So literally have a hole there.
But we are going to put another stabilizer on the back after we're done with this. And if you have one of those felt pads, it'll be super helpful to have when we go to put the stabilizer on the back of it.
You mean one of those things I don't have?
Yep.
Yeah.
We just haven't made it work yet. Oh.
I keep selling it.
Stabbed myself with
that's the kicker. Okay, so there's those wall. 3.
So we can just put it underneath there gently in the package.
And then there's 1 and 2 there. All right, so I literally have, pieces that are loose. That's fantastic and very scary. Woo! Very, very scary. I think Sarah's bringing me a pad to work with here.
It's little, so we'll have to move it.
I'm good with that.
I think
I was like, look, I cut all the way through. Yep, cut all the way through.
So
okay, so we're just going to set that pad underneath. And I'm going to use the area that has the cuts in it to make sure that it's supported. And we are going to take our sticky wash away now because everything we have in here is wash away, and we're going to cover that whole project. So I'm going to peel that sticky off. You know what? As long as I'm back here, let's just get rid of all of that. All right, so I am going to make sure that everything is covered, most especially where I have that cut. And again, we have a pad underneath here, so when I'm pushing, I'm not dislodging the stabilizer that is in my hoop. And of course it's sticky, so I don't have to worry about taping or anything like that. So I didn't get it all the way down here, but I was more worried about the cut up here. So that's where you're focusing on, is where you have those cuts, to make sure that you have a solid base underneath of it. All right, I think we are good. So you can see where that's at through there. And I now have a solid piece of stabilizer again.
Yay.
Nothing like a big old Band-Aid. All right, so this is probably a placement line.
Yes, for the fabric that's going to go on top.
So we're going to
keep the same color.
Keep that same color. And now we have sticky.
Okay, so now we're on the next page, right?
Yep. Just gonna lay that over there.
Yep. And then do not
we're not trimming.
And it's not the back piece at the same time, right?
Nope.
Just the top.
Okay. Place house fabric right side up on top of the hoop.
Okay.
Probably could have figured this out, but the tabs do come out here, so it's good to
we didn't have those.
Make sure that you know exactly where things are going to go before you lay your fabric.
And you really want to make sure you get past that foam on the back side, especially. So try to get that pretty centered, right?
Yep. Are we covering the, oh yeah.
Yeah,
we're good.
cutting it. Yep.
All right.
Okay.
So this is where if we had used red,
we would have seen that.
We would have seen that, and we don't want that. So we're going to tack that down.
Close on that bottom edge, wasn't it?
Not got a lot extra.
Looked like we did, didn't it?
It did, but we're covered, so that's all that matters. All right, so again, we are not trimming the fabric at this time. It's going to go around again just to make sure nothing shifts around on us. And then we can change our thread.
We're going to go to red first,
We're going to go to red. Maybe run that bobbin while it's, did you find one?
I did, right here.
Awesome.
Okay. Might be able to ask Tucker to wind us a bobbin while we're stitching with that red.
We could.
Yes. Would you wind us a bobbin?
Or we could just
in a minute?
use the second motor and do it ourselves.
Oh, that's true. No, it's fine. I can do it. Every time I touch that, it always stops embroidering on me.
Really?
Yes. Does yours not do that?
No, we've got a fuzz in there too.
We do. Good timing.
Add a fuzzy thread.
Okay, we are going to add ES 3015.
And this is one of the longer stitches.
It is.
A lot of red being stitched in here. Very pretty.
We still have our standard bobbin in. We haven't changed that yet. Thread the needle. And you probably want to just pay attention to your needle at this point too. You do have sticky in there, and you do have your water solubles, and there's fusible. Or
we got a lot going
on there, but there's just a lot, and it's kind of thick. So just pay attention to your needle to make sure that it doesn't get you don't start
too gummy or anything.
Yeah, if you do see that, you can go ahead and use like a little alcohol wipe or something like that to go ahead and do that. So
we'll see what happens. I mean, it's not supposed to do anything. Probably gonna need that holding thing.
Probably. Yeah, mine every time I touch the screen to start.
I'm your good luck charm.
You are. Maybe it changed in an update, and I just, because it did it to me twice, I just
never did it again.
No.
No, you should be able to do that without anything happening, because that's like a separate motor. Do I want to know?
All right, so we have a few minutes of this one. We've got our creamy color bobbin ran. So do you have big plans for Christmas?
No, same old, same old.
Yeah, but Sam's going to be here?
Yep.
Yep. When does she come in?
The 18th. We have Caitlin's birthday the 17th, and then she'll be here and try to fit in birthday dinners in addition to
all the other stuff.
All the other stuff.
Is there wedding stuff to be done?
So we're hoping to get over to the venue to see what they have for centerpieces. To say, yeah, we like this, or yeah, no, we need to go find our own, or whatever. So that's on the list, and I know that Sam's reached out to try to schedule something for that. She was also hoping to have a test hair. She's booked somebody for hair and makeup.
Yeah.
So she was hoping for a test run while she's home, just to make sure that they work well together and she can get what she wants, kind of thing. So. Yep. So yeah, a couple things, but she found quite a bit on Black Friday or the weekend anyways, over the weekend, and got stuff ordered. So things are being delivered.
Yes.
A lot of it, yeah. A lot of it's being delivered to the house.
That would make much more sense than for her to have to bring it all down, right?
Yeah. But the wedding is actually going to be like a farm field away from my dad's house. So I know that some of the stuff we were going to, leave there, or she was going to have some stuff shipped there, but I don't know what.
Right.
But the flowers and some signs and stuff are coming.
Yeah.
So. Not sure if we have something in our blade or something else that also didn't trim, so keep an eye on that and see what happens there. I really like these filigree stitch outs.
Yeah, it's like a little rug work design.
Yeah. They did a really nice job drawing them. They're not just your everyday vine and same stuff you see everywhere.
Everywhere, yeah.
It's nice to have a little variance in that. All right. So,
all right. So we're gonna get a new needle. We did. We are.
We are definitely working it hard. Through lots of stuff going on right now.
I do not have an embroidery needle over here. I have a lot of needles, but maybe do we want to? You okay?
Yeah.
You want? Do we want a 90?
I think maybe a 90, to be honest. Yeah.
All right. So we replaced our needle, and we did just do a little bit of a reboot just to be on the safe side. We're going to back up a few stitches.
I backed up 10.
And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to start again.
Rock and roll. Okay.
We're all just staring at it intently now.
Well, I'm waiting. I'm like, what's going to happen?
What's next? Bring it on.
Do I need to be prepared to hit stop again? But honestly, between 2 regular layers of water soluble plus the sticky, which also has adhesive, plus the shape form, plus the fat, that's a lot going on in there.
Right.
So, I mean, we never want that to happen, but I can't say it's super surprising that it did.
Right. Probably also have the foot up because We had it up the last time we were.
We
which
did.
is probably not a bad thing for this, but I might have it up to
Maybe just a hair.
too much. When this stops, I'll check that out.
Cool.
Because we didn't put a sticky on here. Remind us.
Where's that sticky note when you need it, right?
When you need it, yep.
Let's see. Does she cut? She cut. All right.
Good job.
Got whatever was out. It's a nice little fuzzball going on in there.
Yeah.
So we've got a door coming up. And then we have some windows coming up.
Which is the Mylar, right?
Which is the Mylar. And then there's green going around. So I've got 2 different greens. Neither of them are light. But,
I like them.
So this first one is the window glass tack down line and fill. And then the outside satin stitch is next. So we could do that in 2 different shades if we wanted to give it a little bit more depth.
Right.
And see what happens. Or we could just keep it the same. I don't know.
Right. They have green inside the windows, huh?
They do.
I think, would we rather maybe just have white in the window?
Maybe.
Because the white will be it'll be a little bit of a contrast with the green background, but I don't know that I want it to be green. But I like the green on the outside of it.
Either that or a way lighter green than what we've got.
Yes. So we could do that as well. What do we have?
There's that greeny, listen to me, greeny. You know greeny?
Mm-hmm.
Super, super pale green. This one, just green, but barely.
Yes.
And that would be
yeah.
good with
let's
that.
do that.
All right. You know greeny. Aren't those like dog treats?
Probably, yeah. She took her says expensive ones.
And I can't say they're even my favorites. We've bought them before. And they're okay.
The dogs.
I'm not like knocking them at all.
Yeah, but your dogs don't love them.
My dogs didn't go nuts, so I didn't go nuts for it either. I gnawed on it. It wasn't
You tried
great.
it. You
Wasn't
concurred.
for me. It had mint flavor, which I'm sure is right up your alley.
No, mint.
They weren't very minty, by the way.
Blueberry
they?
fairy. Mm.
I mean, the dogs will eat just about anything, whether they should or shouldn't. So, I mean, they didn't turn their nose up, but it wasn't like, Scarf, give me another one,
Right.
kind of thing. So, unlike carrots, my dogs love carrots.
So, speaking of carrots, yesterday, Dave and I we stopped at our little dive bar that we like to get a burger on the way home because we went to Sam's Club to get coffee for the trip. And so we go in and my burger was awful. And they always have really great burgers. And the waitress is like, they're using new meat now. They got cheap meat now. So I'm really sorry, but I'll take that burger off of your
Take it off the bill.
off the bill. And I'm like, okay. And Dave's like, well, we need to fill the car up because I don't want to leave it empty, because we'll be gone for a couple weeks. So I'm like, okay. So there's a gas station right there. So we go over to the gas station and Dave gets out and there are giant bags of carrots out. Like bigger than the giant bags of carrots that you get at Sam's Club. Just gargantuan bags of carrots just everywhere at the gas station. And Dave is like, do people just like go to the gas station and get like carrots for like their animals outside? I mean, like for your cattle or horses? I've never seen that at a gas station. I mean, I've seen a lot of things at the gas station. Is that for the deer? Yeah, if that's normal, they just have giant. So apparently Hayden says it's normal. I don't live in the right area, so I did not know that. I've never seen that before.
I don't know that I've ever seen that either,
Yeah.
but I made roast yesterday, so I like to peel my carrots. I don't just clean them. I like them peeled, so I'm peeling carrots, and they're just planted right around me, like, drop one. So, I'll cut the tips off, and then I usually peel one and cut them in, like, slices and then I have treats for the next hour or so, but
I did see someone on, I don't know, Instagram or something saying that a really good way to clean your dog's teeth was to like boil carrots and then freeze them. And it's like a really like it's a great treat, and that little
that frozen aspect
helps to clean their teeth.
Well, they certainly love carrots.
There you go. There's a nugget. Maybe that's a summertime treat.
Maybe I'll try that.
Yeah.
They love ice cubes.
So
we've taught them all to like think ice cubes are treats.
Yeah.
So, wow, this is it right here. This is the final one here. Final jump. Now we're gonna go after we got two little floral pieces like this over there, and then we're gonna go to the door.
Yes.
Still in red though.
We're gonna stitch the door. We're not going to the door.
We're not going to go to the door.
We had cats that liked ice cubes, so we put them in the water bowl with them. When I put ice cubes in the water bowl for these two, they both growled at the water bowl. Like there was something in there that they could not figure out. These are not the smartest two cats I've ever had. They are not fans of ice cubes. And they get like if an ice cube falls out of the refrigerator, they certainly want to know what it is. But as soon as they bat the ice cube and they realize that it is cold and it's wet, they look at me like I did something terrible to them. Like I took them to the vet. They just give me this look like,
what did you?
Why did you throw this to me?
My dogs love them, especially. Well, actually, all of them do. But you have to be careful of the size, for the smaller ones. All right, this is just the placement line for the door fabric.
And our door is red.
And our door is red, so we're going to leave red. But you have to use crushed ice for the smaller dogs because they can't
get the whole ice cube in.
Sometimes I give them a big one just to watch them chase it around because they can't quite get it.
Right.
It's kind of entertaining, but I'm just a big meanie. Is this the only red that we need?
Yes. I didn't trim it.
Okay.
Trim it down.
All right. So we're going to just tack that little guy in place.
You got like a 5-inch square and I just.
Gotcha.
I think we probably trimmed the fabric here though, right?
Yes.
All right.
We're going to remove that.
And I'm going to just double check our foot height. I mean, everything is going well now, but.
All right. So we're going to remove all 4 sides of this, even though you don't need to worry about the tab at the bottom here. So we're going to just trim everything there. Do you need this?
No.
All right, and back to the machine. Oh, got my sweater. Sometimes that screw on that hoop just grabs hold of whatever I'm wearing.
Yeah.
Just the angle that I move at to come over here. I can't tell you how many times it grabs hold of that.
Mylar is next.
Yeah. There's at the bottom.
Mm-hmm. Oh, like a stoop?
Mm-hmm. It's showing it in pink. Did we want like a hot pink or
what do we got?
Like we had that. I thought I had one out, to be honest.
There's that one. What about that one?
This will work.
That'll work.
Yeah, that'll look good.
Yeah, so I'll have to give you guys the play-by-play tonight if there's any cats in the walls when we're trying to get them to RV.
Please, please do.
Yeah.
Once they're in, do they try to run out?
No.
Okay, so you can put one in and then go get the other one and not have to worry about one running out when you're bringing the other
No,
in.
They have never, knock on wood, they have never ran towards the door. We do have like a little, it's not like a baby gate, but it's like a little L-shaped thing that we kind of put over the area. Just
where the stairs are?
Where the stairs are, just so that, like when I open the door and I always peek through because I'm
sure there's no one on the step, right?
Yes. They're scaredy cats. So the good thing is that even if they're kind of near the door,
They
as
hear
soon
it.
as you hear the door,
They run.
scatter.
Yeah.
Because they're afraid of their own shadows. So, so no, but yeah, this is always an experience. So Dave got a slightly bigger, we want to do green now, right?
We are going to do
the
placement line. So that really, really light green.
It's ES 944.
That's the one.
Yeah. So
super pale green.
Yes. And then Mylar goes over top of this. Yeah, last year was just, we learned a lot of different things last year. So we got a slightly bigger little
new plan
cat carrier. So there's a little bit more room in there. And the RV is close to the house. So now it's only about 10 steps away from the door. So it will be less chaotic.
I hope so, because you had quite the...
We did not quite get off in the morning like we thought we were going to, because we were poking a hole in the drywall to get the cat out from underneath the stairs. And then turning the vacuum on to scare him out.
Whatever works, man. So Puppy Jack has discovered doors, and that they lead to new areas.
So he's very excited to get pay attention, right?
You come home and it's like you look in and you're like, okay, I'm safe. And you can, because he'll just bolt out into the garage, which I don't care if he's in the garage, except that we are country basically. So there's mice traps out there that aren't good for him. Right. So he would not be happy if he found that. And some of them are like the stuffed ones that have bad things on them. So, I mean, you know, he could munch on things that aren't good for him. All right, we're going to just cover that up. And we're going to now do that fill stitch. You could tape this, and actually, I probably should have, just so I could keep my hands out of the way, but...
Want to stuff that tape?
Yeah, I'll just throw a piece on the back there. Just to make sure nothing shifts around.
And it is just pouring out there. At least it's not snow this time.
How's that? Is that better?
That's better.
All right. And then I don't have to have my hand in there. And again, we have an oversized piece. So,
yeah, you'll be able to do a couple passes with your oversized.
Yes.
Yeah, you gotta be careful with little animals indoors.
And deliveries. He's now figured out he can run out the front door when you go to get a box off the front porch. So, little turkey, he wanted to come with me when I left yesterday to go to the post office, and he bolted. And I was like, okay, we've been working on stay. He still sucks at it. He's really good at the sit, but the stay, he's not so hot. He just wants to go wherever you go. Yeah, so
you're his people.
He's like, okay, I'm good. And then he'll see you move and he's like, okay. It's like, but like, okay, sit, plops his little butt. He looks at you like, what do you mean? Yeah. And you're like, okay, stay. And he's staying as you're going. And then you open the door and he's like, poof. Those really are for his safety, not for, but it's, so we're still working on that one.
The only door that Felix ever really tried to go through was the refrigerator door. So I had to be super careful that I had to pay attention that I didn't close the door on him. So when we bought our new refrigerator that has the freezer drawer on the bottom, that's been so much better because,
Right, it's the higher base, right? So we have a drawer on ours.
Yeah.
So, yep.
I was like, really?
Gotta love them.
Knock the cat silly with the refrigerator door.
So this does have just a hint of green. It almost looks like the lights are on, which is, I think, the goal.
Right.
So this is a really good color choice. I'm really happy with how it's coming out.
Yeah, there's a lot of little sparkle there.
There's a lot going on, but I think this is a good choice. So this was, again, 944. Not white. I think white would have been too bright. At least that's my opinion.
Yeah, but it does complement the Mylar really well.
But this looks really good with the Mylar, and I think it's going to look just like the lights are on, and At the moment, nobody's home, but I can braid that for you.
I was just thinking pebbles.
Are you gonna ponytail? Is that the goal? Is that the goal?
No, no, you don't want the pebbles look?
No, not gonna be a unicorn.
I think I'm gonna need to replace my little bun thing. It's starting to come loose from the elastic that's in there, so it's still usable, but
Not for much longer. Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty good for $10.
Yeah.
I mean, question will be, can I get back to it? All right, so we've got a couple different greens here, so I'm going to tear this away. You think the lighter of the two? What do you think? Oh, I didn't.
I actually think I like the darker one, but I'm
I'm
open
down.
to whatever.
Nope, I'm down. Let's do that one.
Okay. I don't know. It looks more Christmassy to me. I don't know if that's really true or
All
not.
right, so with Mylar, we just tear. We don't have to trim. So you're just going to tear towards your stitches. Pull that tape off.
I don't know. Maybe you're right. Maybe that looks better with that green. What do you think? Your first gut was the light. Do you want to go back to the light?
No, I think I like the dark better.
Okay.
I agree. Let's go that route. It doesn't really look that green on the window.
It doesn't at all. All right, so I'm putting color number ES955. So this is kind of a winter, kind of like a hunter green. No, not a hunter green. Evergreen green, maybe.
Evergreen. Spruce. Yeah, the other color we were looking at is 951, which is just a lighter shade of that,
Yeah.
but we both like the darker, so we're going to go that. And that's just going to do a little dormer and some outlines on the windows. I think I'm going to lose that one.
I think you might be right.
Makes the light green thread look greener.
Yeah.
Which is fine. But I like it. I don't think I would like it if it was really, really light like that. I mean, this shows a way
really
lighter
light
color, and I don't know that I would want that. So
this is a little bit more traditional Christmas
Christmas color
Yeah.
look that we've got going on here. Yes. We probably need to cut that in half too, right?
I think so. I think you're probably right.
Half it is.
Yeah, 2 6-inch pieces, so that's probably even still a little bit bigger.
We can always cut them shorter.
Yeah. But you definitely can't make them bigger, can you?
No, that's really hard. Without making them look really funky.
Oh, I like it. So cute.
I don't know where that goes.
Cute.
I like it a lot. This is good. This works for me.
Yeah, it's very cute.
Oddly enough, I don't see a doorknob. Is there a doorknob?
I don't see one.
I mean, I guess when you can access your house through the roof, what do you need a doorknob for?
True. I mean, you're not wrong. You are definitely not wrong. All right, so we stitched the windowsill and the door steps. Okay, so those will be pink. Windowsill and door step. Are you good with that?
Yeah.
All right, and then we remove the hoop from the machine, turn the hoop to the back, and then place the remaining house fabric right side up, taping it in place. Stitch the back tack down, remove the hoop from the machine, and then trim close
all the way around on the
yes.
front and the back.
Yep, and then that's when we change our bobbin.
Okay.
And
it's going to be quite the,
Yep. Yeah, we're gonna change the bobbin thread to match the top thread. Then you're gonna stitch the fold lines because they'll be through the back, and then stitch the ribbon placement box.
I would have thought that went on first. Thought that went
Between the two layers. Yeah.
So I guess we'll get there. I misheard you. I was like, what? Did we miss her?
No.
But no. Raw edge in the box. Take them down. Stitch the house satin outline. So it is after.
Yeah, but it has you change your bobbin thread here.
So all of this is
that.
being done.
Yeah, so
Okay.
with matching.
Got it. All right.
So
now we're going to do the pink.
ES324 is our pink color. If you wanted something a little bit more traditional, you could do black here. You could do like a slate gray.
You could do all kinds of things or a different shade of pink if you didn't. But I think this is actually, it's dark enough that it's not baby pink, pink. It's a hot pink,
right,
raspberry kind of color. So I think it's going to blend nicely with the red and just give it a little something, something. What do you think?
I like it.
I'm not surprised. Looks good. And I don't even like pink. Works. And then we'll have underneath each window. All right. Cruising right along. So, yes?
Yep, that'll be next. It's going to do the placement line.
Just take
No,
the hoop
remove
out,
the
just
hoop
put
from the
cover the whole
machine.
project.
Yeah, place the remaining house fabric completely covering, so no placement line for that. And then, then the tack down.
Okie dokie.
Here's that other fabric. All right. So now we're going to tape the lining piece on the back.
Just center that in there. All right, so I always try to make sure I'm not going to have a big tail sticking out the bottom of my project or the side or something. So I'm just going to trim up some of these knots before I place my back fabric. Those won't matter. Just the ones that are by the edges. I don't like stuff to pop through. Doesn't look very nice.
Mm-mm.
there's going to be some show through of that thread, no matter what you do, because it's red on the lighter fabric. So all right, I think that's good.
I do.
Here we go. We're going to cover the project with this piece and then tape it in place.
Make sure we tape those corners, right?
Always make sure that you are getting those corners good and secure so that nothing gets folded under when you are moving that hoop around on the machine.
That's such a bummer.
Yeah, I mean, it can completely ruin your whole project. And if you are worried, you can tape the centers. You know, this is a long piece, so you can tape the centers as well if you feel like there's a little something going on there. Better to be nice and smooth on the back than get any wrinkles in the tack down. So, all right, so I am completely covered on the back. So we're going to go back to the machine and it's going to tack that in place. And I'm thinking we need to switch back to our cream color. What are you thinking?
Yes, I think I was supposed to put the cream color bobbin in right.
Oh.
No, not necessarily right now, but might as well, right?
Might as well.
Is there
as
any
long
reason
as we're
not
doing
to?
this. So we're going to, it doesn't technically show you to change the bobbin until the next step, but we're just gonna go ahead with this one as well. Certainly no harm done. Not that the white bobbin would show, but one less thing we have to pull the hoop out for later anyway. All right, so we have matching bobbin and top thread, and we are back to that 814 color that we started with out here. We're going to tack that backing fabric in place.
It'll make it a lot easier to trim on that. You'll be able to see it.
This worked really well. Nice little size.
We can pause while we're doing some of the trimming if we want. We're going to trim on both the front and the back.
It's going to take a hot second.
Yeah, and we're already at an hour, so that'll maybe quick.
We did pause for a few minutes, but not much.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do that.
We can also do that while it's doing the satin stitch, so they don't have to sit through all of it. Start it.
Yeah, there's nothing to learn. Nothing to learn from staring at the machine. We all do that quite well.
Right.
All right, we are coming up on that final tack down. So at this point, is that to be done before or after?
After. So you're going to trim the fabric from the front close to the stitching line and trim the fabric close to the stitch line on the back.
All right.
This is the point in it where it actually tells you to put your bobbin color. You change your bobbin color. So if you didn't do that before, you'll want to do that now.
Right. So I do have the pad in here to keep while I'm maneuvering this around to give that a little bit of support so that I'm not pushing my project out of position. Whoever thought of that is super smart.
Right.
I mean, how many times have you pushed and it's definitely shifted all of that?
A lot. Stretch that that,
stretches things out, and then maybe something doesn't line up on that final
right?
whatever. And again, we worked hard to get to this point. Let's make sure it works. All right, so we're going to trim close all the way around.
Okay.
So I'm coming around on the final bit of the bottom.
We made that a little tight, didn't we? Oh, you're on the back, so you've got a little more. I think we're a little tighter on the front, aren't we? On that bottom part.
I mean, with the tape, it did a nice tight stitch. So, I mean, it definitely doesn't have a lot of wiggle or anything like that. So there is the back. Everything is stitched. We're now going to repeat and trim the excess off on the front.
All right, well, we're almost done trimming out the front here. And the front, you'll maybe need to take just a smidge more time with because you do have that thick...
A little bit of a ridge.
Yeah, that you're up against. So on some of the areas, sometimes at the bottom part, it's not there. So
right, the tab doesn't have any lift to it, but the house edges do. So we now have all of the fabric removed from the excess front and back of the hoop. And you should have a matching bobbin at this point if you do not already.
Yes. And we have this first one here. This is going to be the fold lines. So it'll show through to the back. And then we have the ribbon placement lines. And then we have the satin stitch. So we're coming up to the finish part of it.
We are getting there. We're just going to have that nice long satin stitch at the end.
Yes. So the satin stitch takes about 15 minutes. We always laugh at this when we're doing this live. Wouldn't it be nice if we have some movie magic? We'll have a little movie magic.
We're going to have a little movie magic for you today.
So we'll show you what it looks like when we start, and then we'll just pop back to it when we're just about at the end. So you don't have to watch that stitch for 15 long minutes.
What that was. Big old piece of thread or something. Go back across the side there. And then does it show just neutral thread again for the placement lines?
Yeah.
Okay. So we're going to get our placement for the ribbons. We're going to just do the same color here.
And it's a little box.
That is a little box.
It's smaller than I thought it was going to be.
Smaller than I thought it was going to be.
And then it says, place the raw edge of one ribbon inside one of the ribbon placement boxes. Tape the ribbon in place outside the placement box. Repeat this step for the remaining one ribbon. So
All
do
right.
that.
So we're going to come over here and I'm going to pretend I can see what just stitched. That is really small. There's a thread there. All right, so few stray threads there. All right, so there's a little guy there.
And so just so I'm making sure that you understand, we're taping that above the area. So you don't want the tape to be actually in that little hole. So you're going to tape above, holding the with the edge of the ribbon being there. And then we're going to place a little piece of water soluble stabilizer over top of it. And then how that gets tacked in place is with that giant satin stitch.
So I'm doing this.
Yes, just make sure that that tape ends up being, they're showing it outside of like the stitch line. So just slightly, yeah, above where the satin stitch would be.
Okay.
Yep.
One down. There's only a big old pole in my way here. Now, unlike normal, we would have them going the opposite direction and they would kind of flip out. This is going to,
Is that wide enough?
it is.
Okay.
It's just like huge. Do I need it over the whole? It doesn't really matter, I guess.
No, you don't need it over. You just need it so that it covers those edges. So the foot doesn't catch on the raw edge part.
Let's do. So that I can tape it inside the house. And at the end of my tape here. Actually been using it. What a concept. There it is.
Yeah, enough?
Yep. And so I'm just going to tape where there's not going to be a satin stitch to keep it nice and flat. All right, so you want to make sure that your tips are in that little notch that's been made, but not over where the seam is going to be, because you want the end of that to be hidden in the satin stitch. That's the goal here.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to
make sure those ribbons are on the outside.
Make sure that we're not stitching those down underneath. Absolutely. I think we're good.
Okay, so then we're gonna just start.
Sorry.
You ready?
That ribbon's just...
Yeah.
Okay. One edge down. Got a hold of my ribbon. And a hold of the second ribbon. And I think we're good topper-wise, nothing to get caught in.
And then we're going to be starting that satin stitch in just a second. And this takes about, if you're doing this at home, probably 15, 16 minutes or so, depending on, maybe a little longer, depending on the speed of your machine. Right? We're like watching it, like riveting. Okay, so then you can kind of double check to make sure that it's going to catch everything, because you can see that inside. That's going to be the inside part of the satin stitch. That makes sense.
Yep.
And then it'll fill in the area.
I feel like that one's a hair over. Do we want to trim any? I think our sticky is coming to play here. It's giving us a little bit of... All right, so we are going to rethread and then let it run.
Let it run. Yeah.
Okay.
We are coming around to the final
little bit
spot. We're going over that final ribbon.
You can't really see.
Yeah. Take us for our word here. Then we're gonna just turn that corner, and then the stitching on this
will be done. So once you have this complete, you're going to use a smaller hoop, because you don't need the large to make that base. So the base is literally, it's not very big. It's tiny. So as we were saying at the beginning, it goes really, really fast. You're going to have 3 pieces of the house colored fabric. You're going to have one square that goes over the base and then two that are a little bit longer. And you're going to fold those so that you can do an envelope fold. And basically you tack down the shape form, tack down the fabric, and then you place the two folds overlapping and you tack that down.
That's it. Then you turn it.
And then you turn it. So I've turned half of it.
So
I
want to go to the other one?
Yeah, sure.
There we go.
So I trimmed about 1/8 of an inch all the way around. And I've got one side turned and I've poked those corners out with my turner there. And then we're just going to turn that final one and poke those out, and then our base would be ready. So you've got a seam there, and we're going to gently turn out those final two corners, and then we have our house base. Again, that took less than 5 minutes total time. I think it took me just as long to press the two pieces of fabric in half as it did to do everything else. So super simple, and you're going to have that little guy there. So here is this. I'm going to start by removing all of my stuff here. What you want to be careful of here is we're going to trim off the excess water soluble, and then you can rinse. When you are trimming your excess here, you need to be double, triple, whatever, careful that we're not removing these. Do not cut through that because you can't really get them back in easily.
And they recommend for rinsing to just use a Q-tip along the outside edge to not actually soak the whole project, because you've got some of that red fabric there, and anytime you have red fabric, you can potentially get a little bit of bleed.
And we don't
If
want
you were
that.
concerned about that, or you really wanted to be able to rinse this whole, you could have maybe set the red fabric in a little bit of vinegar before you started. That sometimes prevents a little bit of that from running, but it is a little house and it doesn't have to be rinsed. So it would be okay if you just trim close and then use your
just
little,
do the
yeah,
little bit. So I'm just going to trim all the way around.
Not cut her ribbon.
Not cut my ribbon. So I'm trimming from the front because I can control that, where if I'm trimming from the back, I can't really see where that ribbon is. So we want to make sure that, again, that ribbon is staying intact. And there is a lot of stabilizer in here. Got 3 pieces of water soluble with the sticky that's on the back, plus that shape form.
I can't see you. There we go. And then you can't see.
Yeah.
That's good.
Take that little bit of extra time to make sure that that is not getting slipped under the scissors, and work your way around. Oh, those tab feels way different. They're so much thinner.
Yeah, don't cut through your tab.
Okay. So take a Q-tip that is not stuck underneath your machine and get it wet and run along your edges there so that you don't have those tabs that have that excess there. Again, don't get any water near your red door, just for safety, making sure that, you know, we don't want to ruin anything this far in, right? And then because we cut that, you can see that these actually fold super easy on those lines, which is what we're looking for. And we are going to simply fold, and that is going to tab in here. So we're going to glue the house as a cube first. That's going to be step 1. You can use hot glue, you can use fabric glue, whatever is your personal choice. And then your 4 tabs here are going to come in and glue too. So once you have the cube, you'll put your base in, and then you're going to glue these tabs down onto the base. Once you have that, you tie the top, and then you have your little gift box.
Yes.
So that is the whole thing.
Yay.
Just like yay.
And they have you using fabric glue, but we think if you have a glue gun, it'll dry a little bit quicker and it'll be a lot easier.
Way faster. You know, hot glue dries super fast versus having to hold it for, 10 minutes. That's a long time.
Yes.
So hot glue should go much quicker. Does it show this going on the inside?
Yes.
That's what I figured. Okay. So I think I've got ow.
Don't do that.
That's hot. Okay, that's super hot. A lot easier said than done, but and then kind of hold that until it cools. So that's step 1, which was not very fast. So my glue actually dried before I could get it stuck to anything. Let's try that one more time. I wonder if you pressed those over.
Yeah, so
if
they're
that
kind of folded.
If it kind of had a flat edge before you started.
Yeah.
If that would help.
Or would it help if you put the glue instead of on the tab, if you put the glue on there and then push the tab down to it?
We can try that.
Because maybe then you have some leverage.
Yeah. Leave that there for a second.
And then we're going to find out if hot glue is still the recommended choice.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Definitely.
That went well.
Very good. And then again, for the finishing, you'll want to rinse those edges here, but this will just be a bow. This you're going to place inside. And when you're gluing these, you're going to want to make sure that your envelope fold is on the outside, not on the inside. And then you're going to just glue those tabs down. I don't want to apply too much pressure because I'm still drying a little bit, but there we go. And then all 4 tabs will come in there, and we'll glue those. And then you've got a bottom to your box.
Cute.
That's it.
All right.
So cute.
We know you can do that. And we thank you very much for watching, right?
That is it.
That is it.
And that completes the whole year.
Right. This is the last one of this year. Next year is going to be so much fun, and we're going to have a lot more information for you in
Coming
January.
up.
Yes.
And we're working on the kit info as well as, of course, the designs will be available. So you can do one or both, whichever. This is not double-sided ribbon.
She's trying to be very careful and make her bow look cute, but it's hard, isn't it?
Yeah, we'll get back to that.
There you go.
But so that just closes, and obviously I didn't glue the bottom yet, but that sits in there, and we'll glue those bottoms, and then we'll have a beautiful little house. So cute.
All right.
All right. So thanks for
Thank
staying
you.
and hanging out. We will see you
In the new year.
in the new year when it comes to DDE.
Yeah.
But hopefully we'll see you before then too.
Right.
So have a good
Bye.
one. Bye, guys.